Okay, so I've been poked and prodded, people asking how on earth I read out loud so fast, and honestly, I don't really have an answer. It's just something I've always been able to do. I have had people ask me just how fast I can go, and again, I actually don't really know. Like, I wasn't kidding, I always used to get into trouble at school over this, teachers thinking I was taking the piss, and they'd usually skip over me whenever it was time to read out loud in class, so yeah. If anything, I've always been told to slow things down, so I've never actually really had a chance, I guess, to try and go that fast. But yeah, I have had a few requests roll in. One request asking how many words I can do in a minute, so yeah, I figured, how about we find out and we'll see what I can do, okay? Okay, so I figured nice and easy, we'll just go with Harry Potter, Goblet of Fire. I know a lot of people have it, so feel free to tag along if you want. You can follow along, make sure you understand what I'm saying. There we go, chapter 13, Mad Eye Moody, okay? We'll go from there. So I'll set a timer for a minute, and then I'll start reading and we'll see how far I can go, okay? Okay, you ready? Let's get that timer going. Let's go. The storm had blown itself out by the following morning, though the ceiling in the great hall was still gloomy. Heavy clouds of pewter grey swirled overhead as Harry, Ron, and Hermione examined the new tables of breakfast. A few seats along, Fred, George, and Lee Jordan were discussing magical methods, evasion themselves, and bluffing their way into the trials of the tournament. Today's not bad. Outside all morning, said Ron, who was running his finger down the Monday morning column of his timetable. Herbology, the Hufflepuffs, care magical creatures. Damn it, we still whip the Slytherins. Double divination this afternoon. Harry groaned, looking down. Divination was his least favorite subject, apart from potions. Predicting Harry's death, which he found extremely annoying. You should have given up like me, shouldn't you? And said Hermione, briskly buttering herself some toast. He knew you'd be doing something sensible. I recommend. You're eating again, I noticed, said Ron, watching Hermione add liberal amounts of jam to a butter toast. I decided the better ways of making a stand about our fright, said Hermione haughtily. Yeah, and you were hungry, said Ron, grinning. There was a sudden rustling noise above them, and 100 owls came soaring through the open windows, carrying the morning mail. Instinctively, Harry looked up. There was no sign of white among the mass of brown and grey. The owls circled the tables, looking for the people to whom their letters and packages were addressed. At last, 20 owls saw down to Neville Longbottom and deposited a parcel on his lap. Neville almost always forgot to pack something. On the other side of the hall, Draco Malfoy's eagle owl landed on his shoulder, carrying what looked like his usual supply of sweets and cakes from home. Trying to ignore the sinking feeling of disappointment in his stomach, Harry returned to his porridge. Was it possible that something had happened to Hedwig, and that Sirius hadn't even got his letter? There we go. That will go for a minute, right? So yeah, I'll have a quick count up now and we'll see how far I got in that minute period, okay? I've had a quick count. It was around 338, so we'll go down, say 330. So yeah, hope that answers the question. 330 words per minute. I'll take that.
Like, follow, and subscribe for more content and updates from SM Drought, author of NZ's #1 horror series for kids and teens, Tales You Can't Unread, available now on Amazon, Audible, and Spotify.